I'm here with Elliot today. Elliot, thank you for coming.
It's my pleasure.
Okay. So, what is one thing you've learned from your students as a teacher?
I learn something from my students every single day. Anything from um, how to interact with people, facts about history, facts about government, those kinds of things. But most importantly, I learn um, how to how to interact with people, how to connect with people, how to make sure that I get through to them and they get through to me.
Okay. What keeps you going as a teacher?
Oh, the energy that my students give me every single day. It's when I go in the morning. It's I don't have any idea what's going to happen. By the end of the day, it's like, wow, that was incredible.
Okay. So, what subject do you teach?
I teach. I'm a social studies teacher in high school at Hull High School in West Hartford, Connecticut. I teach regular government. I teach AP government. I also teach U.S. history this year.
U.S. history. Oh. Okay. So, what is one of the most productive projects you've done in your classroom,
Um,
or assignments?
Yeah,
or
no, I understand. I'm trying to
Yeah.
think about what my students would say. Um, I try to use 21st century tools a lot. So I use blogs, I use wikis, I use other kinds of interactive collaborative tools. One of the most I think useful assignments I've done recently is I've had students build a wiki as a class based on landmark Supreme Court decisions dealing with civil rights and civil liberties, freedom of speech, freedom of religion, those kinds of things. They built it as a class in groups, and then they used the resource that they built, the wiki, to then take do
Yeah.
an assignment.
Okay. So my class uses blogs. So how do you feel the blogs helps the students? Because I've experienced blogs and I know how much exciting it is.
What it does is it provides me as a teacher and then hopefully as a student is an opportunity to interact with each other at a level that they're used to and can communicate with one another. It helps them, the shy student who doesn't want to necessarily raise his or her hand in the classroom to offer an opinion, particularly in a government class. When they get on a blog, they get to actually explain what they think. They get the time to think and then write and give me, the class, their friends, their opinions. I also find that it's very interesting to watch the interchange when kids respond to one another in a blog setting.
How have you seen the difference between a student with that was shy? Like, what have you experienced with them? Like, do they open up in class more, or
Honestly, it depends on the kid.
Yeah.
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But I'm able to get to understand what they're thinking, and I'm also able to later on either call them out in class based on their comments that I know that they posted on the blog,
Yeah.
or sometimes they're just shy and I don't want to embarrass them. So what I'll do is I'll comment to them in an online setting. I'll say that's a really good point. I really like what you're saying. Or
Yeah.
sometimes what I'll do is in my postings, as a follow up, I'll say, as so and so said, and that way I can sort of showcase them, highlight them without putting them on the spot and say, okay, now, Shannon, what do you think? If you don't want to really talk to the whole class.
Yeah. Okay. Um, what would be your perfect classroom?
My perfect classroom would be students have access, sort of one-to-one, some kind of a personal computer, PDA, laptop, whatever works for them, where we could use technology when we needed it, but also then had the opportunity to not use technology, because there's some really good stuff that we try to do where it's students talking face to face with one another and having a discussion rather than just everybody behind their keyboards or staring into their screens, that kind of thing. But the ability to use all the technology when we needed it.
Will you be using the blogs in the future?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What is one tool that you hope the students get out of the blogs?
Say
Well,
a little
like how they comment. Like, how do you hope they like? Do you feel they like? I don't know how to explain this. Do you feel they say their more opinion more online, or they're like more like they're more comfortable with like I know the shy people, but what about the people who aren't usually shy? Do they say their like opinion more, or
Well, what I find is that they're more thoughtful. I force them to be more thoughtful. You have to express yourself in coherent thoughts. It's not just a rambling kind of thing. So even the kids who are not shy, what I want them to do is, think about what they're trying to say it clearly, concisely, sort of integrated into the discussion, those kinds of stuff. So it's a combination. If you know what if you raise your hand in class and are free with your opinions, now I want you to take it to a deeper level. I want you to really make a logical argument, those kinds of things.
Okay. Well, thank you for sitting down and interviewing with me today.
It's my pleasure.